one thing I would like to show in this little video, it's not specifically new, but it's perhaps good to know. And I purposely took a project of a tower here because we're working with so many different slopes in these kind of projects. So let's first of all create a couple of legs. Won't do too difficult about this. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. One leg, 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's my second leg. I would like to also have a couple of points to represent our gauges. 1, 2, 3. What references? Various references at these elevations. Mirror axis to have them on both sides is over here to have our working points represented on the legs. Now, if I were to say like, okay, these views, could I work in there? Yes, obviously you could work in there. It works like just any other perspective. So you would go indeed to create your diagonals. This one, for example, doesn't matter what position we have. And we would say we're going from there to there in this direction. And then you say, oh, where's my profile? And it's down there. Why is this? Because when we're working with a perspective view, the reference is often level 0. It's like that with so many other softwares. We see, by the way, also our reference as our viewport plane. We could switch it in here while modeling components, but you don't want to keep switching references all the time. Now, what you could do while working in this view, let's undo this. What you could do is say, well, let's go back to that function. Okay, and we will change the reference of this view. So instead of changing the reference for each tool, you say, okay, now I'm going to focus on a certain view or elevation, a certain reference, and I'm going to start working with that. So over here, so I could go, well, orthographic mode, but you see, since there are several slopes, we're never going to get the slope we need. So let's get out of this, come back to our first view, and changing our reference can be found over here. And I say I have this view body 1, side 1, which is the slope of the tower. Use that as a reference from now on. So let's try that out. We'll go here, same function. I don't change any settings. We're going from there to here. And now we are perfectly positioned on that slope. That's it. You can start working in the SmartView now. Just one more little thing since we're on the subject. I'm using a very dark background, but I can barely see the points in here. If indeed that's your case as well, you can always affect the color of your points. Say, for example, make them quite flashy. Also change the size a little bit, and you also reduce the